Welcome. I'm Nick.
I'm Dave.
This is Cheap Pops. We're back, people. We're back.
We're back. It's been a while. It's been a month. Probably about a month. You know, we got a lot to cover. I went on vacation. We've had a lot of stuff go on. A lot of family stuff. A lot of life stuff.
This jackass left me to freeze here when he went to Florida.
You have money. You can buy plane tickets. You can go to Florida.
But I want to go on vacay too.
Well, you go right ahead and do it. I earned that vacation, so I don't know what you're talking about. But we got a lot to cover. A lot.
Yes.
We are recording. This is the week before Christmas, so we're going to exchange our gifts today. We're going to do a little Christmas video for TikTok today. We got our stockings hung by the politician with care.
And we're going to be talking about...
Yes, we went to a hockey game. I did post pictures and videos of the hockey game we went to. We're going to talk about that as well. I've got notes. I've got notes and notes and notes of stuff. But first,
and this will be our first episode since we debuted it without me having a pick.
Yes, we're not doing Nick's picks. Yeah, we're not doing Nick's picks. We are going to get a logo made of that because I actually have an idea for that and I haven't told you yet. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, excuse me.
All right, there. I haven't been able to find a good picture of Eugene to be able to do that.
Damn!
But here is your first gift. I really think you're going to like that one.
Yes! Jack Nicholson, Joker.
Push it up to the camera so they can actually see it. Come on now. And it did not come with the protector. I bought the protector because I figured it would be
Hey,
better.
this works. Pops. Pops.
Yeah.
Pops.
Yeah, that's an official protector, so. This has a couple things in it, so.
And I definitely want to thank you about one thing over here. But after I open up this one, I hope you're going to love what I got, yeah.
I probably will. And if you think this is a weird way to start the show, too bad.
Too bad. It's our show.
Yeah, we're having fun, and
my favorite wrestler.
You don't have that one, do you?
No, I do not have this one. Every time I see it, I'm like, I don't have enough right now.
I found that at a flea market.
That is awesome. I love it. love it.
And this is from Hogan's Beach Shop. I went to Hogan's Beach Shop. I will have a story about that as well.
Yes! Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant.
Giving the big punch to Andre with the weird look on his face. Now this I couldn't believe I found when I found it. That is an official one. That is not a knockoff. That is a real official one. A Rock hockey jersey.
Yes!
Attitude Era hockey jersey.
The Brahma Bull, the People's Champ, it says on the back.
Yep, that I researched it. That is an official one. So
I love it.
So you might as well leave the Joker right there.
Yes.
This for another thing, we've got the Bumble on the table, and I went to Hogan's Hangout, which is his restaurant, while I was at Hogan's Beach Shop, and we didn't drink these because I don't drink beer. But I thought they would be cool to display, and I wanted them to display on the shelf. So I emptied them out and brought them home from.
And these are easier to bring home empty.
Yeah, I didn't really want them to explode in my suitcase on the flight. So why don't you show the action figure first? Okay, or you can.
No, I want you to open this.
All right. Let's see what we got here.
And I do want you to open one of them. Open.
Okay. What is
this? I want you to open.
A neon sign. Okay. All right. I don't care about the box. What is this? Oh, something fell. I think it's just the chain that goes with it. Oh, that's
Yes,
dude, that's sick.
Your all-time favorite movie.
I don't know if I've ever told people on the show about this. But Scarface is my all-time favorite movie. This dude.
I saw that and I'm like, I have to get this for him.
This will be hanging up behind us on our next episode for sure.
And it comes with the chain and everything to hook it, to hang it.
Dude, that's so cool. Scarface is without it. It's my favorite movie of all time. I can watch it every day and never get sick of it.
It was debating between that and your favorite video game. I chose that for you.
No, that's so cool, dude.
There's still something else in there.
I know. I see it. It's a shirt. I like shirts.
You're gonna love this one.
Oh, dude. I love that. Not my favorite video game ever, but one of. Probably in my top 3. Grand Theft Auto, Vice City, the chick with the martini. Love it. This is a custom. You had this made, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
That's so cool. And it looks really good on the blue. I like that a lot.
I couldn't find a regular one. I'm like, I have to customize it then.
Right. So what do you think? You think I should start out about talking about Florida, or should we get right into some of our stuff?
Let's go with Florida.
No, you know what? Actually, why don't we get one review out of the way, and then we'll go into that.
All right.
So the NWA pay-per-view that was in... I don't know why it's called Samhain. It's spelled like Samhain, so I don't know how that... if it's in a different language or...
Let's call it Samhain. How's that?
Yeah. The NWA product, to me, is horrible.
It was better back in the day.
Yeah, it's horrible. The only good thing about it, in my opinion, is Violent J and the Brothers of Funstruction, and the new team called the Slime Balls. I showed you the promo. I do want to watch them. They actually do look pretty entertaining. I think I put the link to it on the video of it on our page. I think the Riddle Box match with the Brothers of Funstruction with Violent J against La Rebellion with Vampiro was the only good match on the whole card.
It was.
I could not stomach watching that pay-per-view.
The other good match was, I think it was a Falls Count Anywhere match.
Was that the Colby Carino one?
Yes, where it went all over the arena. That was a pretty good one.
That was yeah. But
and you know me, I like my Falls Count Anywhere matches.
Right. And if you don't know who ICP, the Riddle Box, that's one of their Joker's Cards albums. So there was little boxes with stuff in them through the whole match.
You actually have tattooed on you.
I have the tattoo on my arm. I'm not really into their newest stuff. Like, I stopped listening after Bang Pow Boom because I don't really think their new stuff is any good.
Me, I've been listening to them a little bit more and more because I used to listen to them way back. But then, of course, you know how it is when you got siblings that, I don't like it, and then...
Right. Yeah, so they had boxes all around the ring, and there was rubber chickens, there was a snare drum, there was pumpkin, there was popcorn, thumbtacks.
Pie at one point.
I mean, it's clowns against luchadors, and they've got weapons. What more of a match do you expect it to be, you know?
It was a lot of fun.
Right, it was cool to see Violent J wrestle again, and he ended up using the nail in the coffin to get the win, which nail in the coffin is Vampiro's move.
Yep.
So that was pretty cool.
And, man, he's looking his age.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's in his 50s, because, God, I'm 42, so he's at least got to be in his mid-50s, you know what I mean?
But, hey, he can still move in that ring.
Right.
Him and Vampiro can still move.
Not like they could in the 90s, but still, you know,
The one thing I think is funny, if you go and listen to one of the albums with Vampiro's theme song on it, one of the songs on there is them getting high with Vampiro.
Oh, yeah, it's on the Forgotten Freshness. Yeah. But the one thing that everybody's talking about from this, if they're still talking about it, I don't know, it's been a month. Father James Mitchell and a bunch of people, the women and stuff, were doing lines of cocaine in a segment, on camera. So apparently they lost their TV deal because of it, and who thought that was a good idea, I'll never know.
Vince Russo did.
No, but how do you even... It's drug use. Granted, it's a pay-per-view,
right?
But you're doing lines of cocaine on a pay-per-view like that. That was just a bad idea in so many ways to me. I was gonna review the TNA. That it's not gonna work. Well, maybe it'll work, but
no, it does.
Well, I think the batteries are dying in it. But the Turning Point thing, I love Impact, but that was not a good live event or special event. And the only match I kind of liked was Deonna Purrazzo against Trinity. And no, it's not just because Deonna Purrazzo was in it. And her contract is up, by the way. I'm kind of interested to see where she goes, if she'll go to AEW or Ring of Honor, or if she'll stay in Impact. I really don't want her to go to WWE. Now,
no, because they threw her away before.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I don't want her to go to make money and, have a big career. but I don't think they'd push her like she deserves to be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they'd recognize her talent. I think she'd be jobbing to Charlotte Flair, and I don't want that to happen to her because I think she's the best women's wrestler out there. So, you know.
Well, we don't have to worry about Charlotte.
Well, yeah, you don't have to worry about Charlotte Flair for like 6 to 9 months. So, you know. By the way, I want to mention your jersey looks better than mine. that logo looks better on the black than it does on my white one. I'm kind of it does look better. That is a custom jersey that he had made. Well, I mean, I had it made because it was his idea. But, it was my idea first because I had my jersey first, but it does look good.
And I did ask, I was like, I hope they have it in black to match that.
Right.
And what she did.
It does really look good on black, I will admit.
I told you it would.
So, we're not going to talk about the TNA one. They're having another, I don't know if they did Final Resolution or not, but they're having their Hard to Kill, which is where they're, in January, which is where they're officially going back to being TNA Wrestling. We will be covering that, because I have a feeling there's going to be some really cool stuff happening on that one.
Should we talk about what's behind the hard cam?
You go right ahead, because I need to drink something.
One of my favorite pay-per-views, it was from 2004, and it has my all-time favorite wrestling match. Triple H versus Shawn Michaels, Hell in a Cell. Bad Blood 04.
Yep, great one. Really great one.
Ooh, and there goes Chris. Chris goes down.
Chris Benoit goes down.
And there goes Edge.
Yeah, so if you haven't watched this before, we like to have something, behind the camera, so we're not just staring at a camera the whole time, just... it feels weird to me to just be staring at a camera with nothing going. And plus, sometimes it gives us something to comment about, too.
Right.
So, Florida. I went to Florida for 12 days. I went to flea markets, as you can see. I bought him some stuff. But I think the best... I mean, I got to see my parents and stuff, which was cool. The best thing, though, was I went to a wrestling event down there, and...
That ring, when you sent me the pictures, the ring looked very damn sketchy.
Right. Oh, I posted pictures in that.
It was very sketchy.
We were driving to dinner one night, and I happened to notice on the side of the road an LED sign that said Live Wrestling Saturday night. If you know anything about me, if you've watched this show, I'm a sucker for indie wrestling.
We both are.
I'm on vacation. It's an indie show. I'm going to go. So... I went to the barbecue restaurant that this show was behind. It was in their back parking lot. Nothing wrong with that. I've gone to shows in restaurants, so
it's better than CCW.
Well, yeah, a lot is. But so I went the next day and I got a ticket and I bought VIP, which I'm thinking, ooh, VIP, I might get to meet some of the indie wrestlers or whatever. No, VIP just meant you got a free drink at the bar. So I got a bottle of water because I don't drink, but, I was thinking, and I even have I don't know what I did with it. I probably knocked it on the floor. But the VIP they gave me a VIP wristband. And it just meant I got a free drink. Like, what? What if a 12-year-old kid bought a VIP bracelet?
Right.
What are they going to get? A free orange juice? What? But
here you go. You get a free juice.
Right. The shirt I am wearing is from Krieger. He is their champion, and I think this is really cool looking. He kept up. He had the German accent and everything. It was really, really cool. But I didn't just get one for me. I got you one too.
This is awesome, man. This is awesome.
So, yeah,
if you don't know what that line's from, you have to watch the movie.
Yeah.
And we said it before, ready to rumble.
Ready to rumble. So, like he said, the ring did not seem safe at all. One of the corner posts was, leaning in. But, they were using a ladder, an actual, 6-foot ladder. That's what the hard cam was set up on, and... It works. It looked off-putting to me.
Still, the most sketchiest was the Dynamite show that we went to with the extension cable.
Dynasty.
Sorry. Speaking of Eugene earlier.
Yeah, Eugene and Eric Bischoff. Yeah. The Dynasty one with the electric barricade. Yeah.
I felt safe until that roll up.
Right. So what I did was, when I found out what the name of the company... Well, actually, I didn't even know the name of the company. What I literally did was Googled pro wrestling the name of the barbecue place and then the date, and the name of the company came up. So I just started watching YouTube videos, and I sent you some of them, and ooh, some of them were interesting. I'm not saying they were bad, but they were interesting. So I was really interested to see what this was going to be. And I like indie wrestling, and I like different characters. So the first match...
Just pre-warn you people, you not go on a rant like you did about CCW.
No, I won't. It was actually a very entertaining show. And there was late arrivals and all that. I would say there was 50 people there, you know, and it was in the parking lot of a barbecue restaurant. I didn't expect there to be 1,000 people there.
Wait a minute.
And I'm not saying that's a bad thing either, that being in the back, you know, indie shows are so much fun to go to. I cannot stress this enough. They really, really are.
Because you never know who the next star is going to be.
And like if you're like me and you saw that sign that said, you know, Wrestling Friday Night, the VIP was $15. I'm not really happy about that because it would have been $10 for the regular ticket. But $10, you go out. I think the show was like 2 hours long, or maybe 2.5 hours.
Jeez, for a VIP pass, they should have given you some barbecue.
Yeah, right. But even it's 2 hours out of my day and my vacation that I got to go watch some pro wrestling.
If anything, they should have given you JR's barbecue sauce. There you go.
Yeah, so the first match was Chief Eddie Two Rivers against the High Chief Motaku. Not a bad match. I mean, Chief Eddie Two Rivers is good at getting the crowd riled up, and a lot of times at these indie shows, it's not hard to get the crowd riled up. And plus, this company does storylines, so I'm guessing most of the people that come to their shows go all the time. You know, I'm probably never going to go unless they do one when I go down there next year. But not a bad match. Motaku got disqualified for pushing the ref. So,
the poor ref.
I think they upload their stuff onto YouTube, their matches. I haven't seen any yet, but I'm going to check back, and I'll probably do links because I kind of would like people to see what they were. Luscious Lola against the Lucha King. The Luscious Lola thing is kind of like an androgynous character that the guy plays, and you know, whatever. I don't care.
Kind of like the Gorgeous George.
Right. The manager for Lucha King had a whistle, and I loved Bill Alfonso, but even with him, the whistle got old after a while, and Lola won with an X Factor after kissing the manager to distract Lucha King, and
still the best. The one thing that would never get old, Jimmy Hart with a megaphone.
Oh yeah, and we'll talk about him later. But the next match was supposed to be a tag team match, the tag team of Art of War against this other team. I have no idea who they were because the microphone kept going in and out, as tends to happen at a lot of these indie shows. And but it was a big jump start, and they brawled outside of the ring. They made it a no contest, and they fought into the parking lot. I did not follow them out into the parking lot, but they were filming it the whole time, so I'm assuming that this is setting up an angle between these two teams, which is fine with me. This is obviously something that they're doing, so, you know. Romeo Santana against a Samoan guy named Otamu. Like I said, it was hard to very stiff slams. Like this dude Romeo was really small, and he was slamming the crap out of this dude in this ring. There was not a lot of give to it, so it was really loud. And I hope they post the stuff because I really want the people that watch this and hear me talk about it to actually see it. Otamu won with an elbow drop.
I want to say the ring had to be about that high off the ring by the looks of the picture.
Yeah, it was really, really, really far. It was really, you know, close to the ground. It actually wasn't. Let's see. There was I don't want to say there was a Puerto Rican guy, but a lot of I would say at least 6 of the wrestlers that wrestled that day they built from Puerto Rico. So I'm not trying to be, you know, like. But I couldn't hear his name, and some of the guys didn't stick around, you know, or do intermission, so you couldn't ask them what their name was. So I'm just saying Puerto Rican. I'm not saying like that. Against the K9 Alpha T, it was an alright match. I mean, the Puerto Rican guy was really skinny again, so and the other guy was a stout black dude, so he was throwing him around a lot of the match and stuff, and. The Puerto Rican guy was wearing like Muay Thai shorts, but I didn't kind of get, but whatever. Alpha T won with a torture rack. I showed you the video of the Macho Boy
Yeah.
They came out with their 24/7 championship and announced that there's going to be a tournament in January for it. It looks like a cool belt. I do admit it looks like a cool belt. Then they had a long intermission. This thing must have been half an hour. And nobody was going to get barbecue. They were just sitting there. That's when I took the opportunity to go get the shirts. And, while I'm talking about it, I did get, since I bought a shirt from Krieger, I got an autograph from him. I think that's a really cool looking photo.
Sweet.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. I'll post a picture of it so you can see it more clearly.
Oh, and you got a...
And I got an event poster. I bought this when I bought my ticket. I'll post that as well. Indie event posters can be kind of hit or miss. I think that one looks pretty cool. So I just wanted to show those while I was talking about it. But I met Krieger, and I think he plays a heel. I couldn't really tell from, because the crowd was some of the crowd was kind of into him too. So, but he was incredibly nice when I met him, and it was dark out at that point, and I wanted to get a picture with him, and he made sure that we went over to a spot where there was light to get the picture with him. Some people wouldn't do that. Some people would just take your money and say, here's the picture, and that's it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, Christopher Ruins against Damian Gemini. I have to say this was the best match so far. Even had a backdrop. It's been a long time since I've seen a backdrop at an indie show. So, stiff chops, good ref bump. Damian won with help from the commissioner. I don't know who the commissioner is, but like I said, they're doing angles, so I think that's kind of cool. Heartthrob Riley Daniels and Cowboy Kid Andrew Mitchell against the Inferno. That's the name of the team, the Inferno. I guess there used to be an old school team called the Infernos, but Dante and I can't remember Curtis's full name, but I thought it was a great tag match. I haven't seen a tag match at an indie show in a while either, so it was actually pretty... I wish you could have been there, but, you wouldn't fit in the suitcase, so... both teams pinned...
No, you just leave me here to freeze.
Right. Both teams pinned each other with roll-ups, but the referee announced that the Inferno won and kept the tag titles, so...
No, I'll just make you watch Winnie the Pooh again.
No, you definitely will not. You can tie me to a chair and I'll glue my eyes shut. The main event... I have to say, the Corona Kid, El Waldo, he's really good at playing a drunk. Like, that's his gimmick. He's the Corona Kid. He comes out carrying a bottle of Corona. He says he weighs in at 180 Coronas, which I think is actually pretty cool. He wrestled awesome. Krieger, who is the AMP Grand Champion. They call him the Iron Kaiser. I think that's a really cool name for a German, heel. They're both great at their gimmicks. At one point, there was a Tree of Woe spear. Waldo took a really nasty spill on the outside onto the... It's not pavement, but it was gravel, so that was ouch. He hits a really good stunner, I will say that. And
with both of us, we love gimmicks.
Yeah, and
we love gimmicks.
During intermission, since he was the main event, he came out, and he had a log because, they smoked their meat for the barbecue, and he's acting like it's a phone. Just a piece of wood, and he's acting like it's a phone, and he's drinking his Corona, and he's, playing it up to the crowd that he's talking on the phone, but he's interacting with the crowd at the same time. Great thing to do during intermission, and then Motaku came out and interfered, so Chief Eddie Two Rivers came out, and then they fought off. It distracted Waldo. Krieger did he grabbed him by the head and then did a choke slam. Not a choke slam, but he did a slam. It would be a choke slam if he had him around the neck.
Like what Kurgan used to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he grabbed him in a claw and then slammed him. And Krieger retained the title. Like I said, it was an indie show. It was a good indie show. I was highly entertained. If they have one next year when I go back, I'll go see him again. I just wanted to go into that. So I wish you could have been there, but, it don't always happen. So.
And we'll talk about... the rest of your trip with the Beat Shop.
Oh, I'm going to talk. I got plenty to talk about.
And I want to thank you for finding this.
Well, yeah, because I knew you wanted one. So, a Hollywood Hogan weight belt. They sell autographed ones, but they're $350 a piece. So he wanted a cheaper one, so that's what I got.
And that's the color I wanted too. And I want to thank you for this.
Yeah, I saw that on the shelf. The Kurt Angle figure. But I went to Hogan's Hideout or Hogan's Beat Shop, and I got me a shirt, and always buy stuff. This I thought was really cool. I don't know how they got away with this. If anybody ever finds out, they're probably going to get sued. But the old school Hulk Hogan, but it has the WWF logo,
Right.
which is probably not too kosher, but maybe Hulk Hogan paid so he could have it. I think this looks really cool, and as an 80s kid, I really love this. I love the old school of it.
Speaking of old school,
Oh, go right ahead, man. I was going to keep going, but go right ahead. See, he wants me to talk about things, and then he just starts interrupting me and pulling crap out.
oh, I know, I'm so mean, aren't I?
Well, you are a jerk sometimes. You know, just, whatever.
Why do we even do this anymore?
I know. Why do I even hang out with you? I feel like I'm on Talladega Nights. Why do I even hang out with you? Why am I talking to you?
The old school WCW big gold wrestling belt.
That's really cool. I like that. You got to break the leather on it though, so it's not so stiff. But I like that a lot.
A lot better than what it looks like on their website, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that's really cool. I like that a lot.
And I only paid $200 for this. It was on sale.
That's cool. I like that.
If you want to hold it.
Yeah, I mean, that's got some weight to it. It doesn't have as much as I expected it to. And the only thing is, the nameplate, if you get a nameplate, you're going to have to glue it because there's no way to screw it on.
I don't want a nameplate on it.
No, I'm just saying.
I love it the way it is, you know.
That's really cool. I like that a lot.
If you don't mind, if I can put it over there.
Yeah, go ahead. So let me get back to what I was talking about.
Excuse me, people, while I walk through the camera shot.
The first day, I showed him the belts, and he didn't want an autograph one because it was too expensive, and he sent the money to a wrong Cash App account.
Oops.
So I was like, I'll go back, another day. And the day that I went back, who's sitting at the counter but Jimmy Hart? Just sitting there, whatever. I thought he was working the counter, to be honest, because I didn't see the dude that runs it.
Excuse me while I walk through.
Yeah, go ahead. So I walk in, and he says, "Where are you from?" And I'm not from Glens Falls, but I'm like 2 miles away from Glens Falls. And I knew he would know Glens Falls because Hacksaw Jim Duggan is from Glens Falls. So he says, "Oh, I was just in Albany a few days ago. It was cold up there, and it was raining." Oh, it gets that way up here. You're lucky it wasn't snow. Right, just saying. So I went and I bought his belt, and I bought another thing for me, and I bought that shirt for him that day too. So I said, "How much, for a picture with you?" I've met him before, met him twice actually.
And I met him Mother's Day.
When he was with the Rougeos. Exactly.
Oh my God, and the way he acts on camera, people, that's how he is in real life.
But I said how much to meet him, and he was like $20 to get a picture and an autograph. I was like, I'm down. So I posted the pictures on our site.
Awesome pictures.
And one point he hands me the megaphone and says, "Act like you're yelling in my ear." I didn't know he meant with the megaphone. So I acted like I was yelling in his ear. He's like, no, with the megaphone. I was like, oh, all right, so I have that. Sexing the megaphone, but, whatever. But he said, you get 2 autographs. So, that is for you.
And this is the one I wanted because I like that suit.
So, I got one for me, and I got one for him. You didn't even show it. You just looked at it yourself. What's wrong with you? So, this was a really cool experience. Like I said, I've met him before.
I like this the jacket that he has in this.
No, that's really cool. That's old school. So,
Yes,
it was, but I think his mind is going a little bit because as I was leaving, he once again asked where I was from. And he said the same exact thing. I was just up in Albany, and so his short-term memory might be going, but he's in his 70s. He's got to be close to 80, or maybe even above 80 now. I don't know. I'm not going to Google it right now. But I want to keep going with, I didn't tell you about this. It's not part of Christmas, but usually I buy you a shirt that's not Christmas.
And you know how much I love Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
Yes, I indeed do.
Every year I always tell him, if you can find a shirt of Hulk Hogan, it's got to be Hollywood.
Yep.
Because that's the Hulk Hogan I grew up on.
So
WCW Hogan.
Yep. So let's go into some of the stuff from the flea market. Well, first I'll do this. he knows, but there is an arcade literally a quarter of a mile from where my parents live down in Florida. So, me being me, a child of the 80s, if there's an arcade,
he's gonna go.
I'm gonna go, and I spend a lot of money. And a few nights my dad went, and he spent a lot of money too. There's an Avengers game where you have to collect the Infinity Stones. It's by like dropping tokens, with
And he always wins at it.
And I am good. I'm gonna brag. I am like the ticket master when it comes to. I ended up with almost 40,000 tickets by the time I was done. Spent a lot of money, but it's not about that. It's about fun.
It's about having fun.
So I got me one. I got one of my favorite, but here these are for you. They are inflatable Ninja Turtles, and I got two. They were only 1,000 tickets a piece, so
I love it.
So it didn't take up much. But as far as flea market finds, I believe I've mentioned this before. Bless you. Hulk is my favorite superhero, so the zombie Hulk. And, God, I got so much stuff here. I'm going to have to clean up later.
Oh my God, old school Shelton Benjamin.
Yep. The Gamerverse Hulk. I don't know about that one, but
that is
I like
awesome.
This one, the box is kind of jacked up, but it is from my favorite Marvel movie of all time. The Marvel exclusive Thor from Thor Ragnarok, my favorite Marvel movie of all time. And then this. You can't go wrong with Chunk from the Goonies doing the Truffle Shuffle.
Do the Truffle Shuffle!
Oh, and this one, Pac-Man.
And Pac-Man looks like he's about ready to come out.
He's going to come out because he's going to go near my video game system. But I bought so many things.
You know what? When we do another video game episode, he'll work perfect on the table.
He definitely will. And I didn't spend as much money as I thought I would. But at flea markets, it's kind of easy to, if you're really not paying attention, to spend a lot of money, but I didn't. These were $4 a piece.
That is not bad at all for that.
Now, talking about these, it's an NWO Eric Bischoff car. They had 5 there. I had 5 I could have bought, but...
And Dean Malenko.
That's the one. See, they also had Rey Mysterio and Conan. And I was like, I don't really like Rey Mysterio. And Conan, but I was like, Dean Malenko, I don't see a lot of Dean Malenko merchandise, so I bought that one. And then Buff Bagwell. I've met Buff Bagwell a couple of times. It's an NWO Buff Bagwell. That's why I bought it. Let's see.
Should we talk about the corny entrance song that he had when the American Males?
Oh, yeah. American Males. Yeah, that's a Jimmy Hart. There you go.
Ooh!
I'm not going to show the stickers because I have too many of them. But I did.
And you know me, I love wristbands, and it's NWO.
Yep. Oh wait, I forgot about that. Let's see. I'm a Buffalo Bills fan, so I got a dog tag that's Buffalo Bills, and I just almost screwed up the camera. I kind of almost really did screw up the camera.
Speaking of Buffalo Bills, did we ever show the mask I got you?
Yes, we did. We did show
the Buffalo Bills luchador mask.
Yep. But the one great thing about the flea markets down there is you're really able to find movies and cheap. I've never watched any of the animated Mortal Kombat movies. Mortal Kombat's Legends, Battle of the Realms. I like animated ones, so an animated Mortal Kombat movie. I have never seen this movie. You don't have to move it. Chuck Norris, A Force of One. I've never seen this. I'm kind of interested to see it. So that was like $3. I know everybody hates this Power Rangers, but for $2,
I still want to check this out.
Well, you can borrow it when I'm done with it.
Actually, I might see what streaming platform it's on.
All right, another Mortal Kombat one. And it's got Mortal Kombat and Sub-Zero on the back. So
get over here.
And games. I love games. ATV off Fury 4. I love the ATV games. They're fun to play. And AMF Extreme Bowling. It was $2. I said, I'm going to try it. It looks like it's got colorful characters on it. I bought that. A Lego Star Wars movie. The Padawan Menace. It's got Yoda. It's got C-3PO and R2-D2. I'm going to buy it for $3.
And it don't have Jar Jar.
Right. The Invincible Iron Man. his first animated movie. Of course I'm going to buy that. Now this one, because it has so many wrestlers in it, is the only reason I bought this. The Marine 5 Battleground. It has The Miz, Bo Dallas, I sound like Mike Tyson. Bo Dallas,
Mike Tyson,
Heath Slater, Curtis Axel, Naomi, and The Miz's wife Maurice in it. It was $2, and that's Blu-ray. I'm going to buy it. This, I have no idea what it is. It looks like it's probably going to be an R-rated, comedy movie. It has boobs on it, and I said, why not?
If I can find it, I got a good movie for you to borrow. It's called Cougar Hunting.
Oh boy,
that movie is hilarious.
This I had to buy.
Yes!
Saturday Night Live, The Best of Mike Myers. It was $3. I know it's sealed, but it's not really sealed. It's like the
we are good up
hand sealing.
Pump you up.
That's not even him. That's Dana Carvey.
Oh man!
Good Lord! If you're gonna make a reference, let's get it right.
No, his was. I want to play with my monkey or.
Yes,
I want to play with my monkey.
Yes, that was Dieter. Yes, that was him.
And $1 million.
But this is going on my my jersey, my jersey on one of the sleeves, the Decepticon logo. I'm not going to show all this stuff, but oh yeah, that's for you.
Yay!
So. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I got a bunch of little stuff at the arcade for my tickets, and that's the thing. I mean, there's like Rick and Morty keychains in here. There's a
really
Jurassic
cool.
Park loop pin where it's the amber from his cane. I got a Ren and Stimpy keychain. There was a lot of
watch your Rick and Morty stuff.
There's a Mandalorian keychain in there, a He-Man one in there. I might post pictures of them. But I got like a couple necklaces and stuff from the souvenir shops and all that stuff. Like I said, I didn't spend a lot of money. The most money I spent actually was at Hogan's Beach Shop because it's $28 per shirt. That's pretty steep, And so the food at Hogan's Hangout was actually pretty good.
I still want to check out Hogan's Hangout.
Well, you got to go to Florida to go down to do it. So all right, what are you doing? What are you doing?
So my foot don't hit it.
Did you bring anything else or just my Christmas stuff?
Just your Christmas stuff and the wrestling stuff.
Usually you have like a whole box of stuff to show off.
That's what I forgot. What I bought. But I'll show it next time. And you know what I bought.
Yes, I do. Did you watch Full Gear? Because I gave it to you.
Hit and miss. A little bit.
Okay. It had an awesome opening video. We're not going to talk about the whole thing because, granted, it was a month ago. And I don't remember all of it. And I didn't take notes on all of it. So, awesome opening video. AEW has great production values. The title belt graphics that they're doing now are really, really cool. Toni Storm against Shida for one of their women's titles. Storm is amazing in this weird, like, 1940s starlet character that she's doing now. It's great. I'm glad she's not with the Outcasts anymore. Such an over-the-top character, but it's great. She put a metal tray that Luther was using to bring out her shoes. She put it in her tights, like on her ass. And she's got a huge ass anyway, so I don't know why you've got... That's what she's did, and now she's the new women's champ. It was really cool. They had a tag title ladder match. The Kings of the Black Throne, which is Malachi Black and Brody King, against Rush and Drolistico against FTR. And then Starks and Big Bill. Starks and Big Bill were defending the titles.
Did you get the video I sent you about FTR getting mad where a lady was on her phone?
Oh yeah, I think that was a whole just him trying to get heat or whatever. It was high spots. It's a 4-team ladder match. What do you think it's going to be? If you had the Lucha Brothers,
match.
Yeah, if you had the Lucha Brothers in there, it would be even more. But Starks and Bill ended up retaining. It was an okay. Ladder matches are ladder matches now to me, unless they do something like one-on-one where it's actually psychology to it. But it's high spots, and that's
if it had the Young Bucks super kick party.
Right. If this had been the only amazing match in this show, I would have said this was match of the night. But the match after this one was hands down the match of the night. Chris Statlander, Julia Hart, and Sky Blue for the TBS Women's title. Chris Statlander came in as the champion. I love the way Julia Hart and Sky Blue look. A really great match. The Code Blue pin that Sky Blue tried to do looked really, really good. Julia Hart took advantage and won the title. Well deserved. Julia Hart has really come into her own with this House of Black character. I really think they're going to go with her. And she's like, I think she's only like 22. So there's plenty that you can do with her down the road. So I really like
Just don't do like what WWE's been doing with a lot of their talent. Just, push, and, we're just going to fizzle you out.
Right. They announced that Will Ospreay is the major signing that they did. He's got to finish up his time in New Japan, and I think he's going to do stuff with TNA as well. Because
he's been doing a lot of good matches.
Right, and he said he's always wanted to wrestle in TNA. He's done stuff in Impact Wrestling, but he's never wrestled for TNA, and he really wants to. So I'm hoping that he'll do something at the January show. But this match, you watch Swerve and Paige, right?
Yeah.
The Texas Death Match. That's right up your alley.
Yes!
Nana dancing before the entrance is tremendous. The Swerve's music and Prince Nana doing the dance is just tremendous. And he even did it with a crutch after, being injured, which is even, he's got the crutch under one arm and he's still doing the dance. I can't do it because I'm white and I have no rhythm.
You look pasty white too.
I am. There was duct tape involved, a staple gun. Swerve stapled his own chest at one point. He had, I think it was a drawing of Adam Page's that his daughter made, or kid made, son or whatever, made, and he stapled it to Swerve's forehead. And, but the part that everybody went nuts over, and I get it, but I thought was so amazing. And at one point, Swerve is just pouring blood. Like Vince McMahon after Undertaker or Zack Allen busted him open. Just pouring blood. And Adam Page laid down his back underneath him and just let the blood drip into his mouth, and he drank the blood. And people like Jim Cornette and everybody just went crazy over it, losing their minds. And I kind of, on some levels, I get it. On other levels, it's entertainment. And Jim Cornette is never going to agree with this product, ever. He's going to say good things about it here and there, but he's always going to find something that he hates about it. And, I think it's a match of the year candidate. They did a moonsault with a barbed wire chair at one point. Hangman Page did. 450 by Swerve on the broken glass. Of course, Swerve brings out the most brittle cinder block ever to use. And that's another thing. I actually wrote this. Jim Cornette went crazy against that as well. And I thought of this. He worked for WWF. Now, he left in 2000 and he went to OVW, but OVW was the feeder system for WWF. Shane McMahon in 2001 used a totally brittle cinder block against the Big Show. Cornette was working, he can say he wasn't working for WWF, but he was. He was getting a paycheck from WWF. So if you're going to be complaining about that, them, AEW using a cinder block, don't throw stones when you were working for a company that used a fake cinder block. And his host, Brian Last, Googles stuff all the time. And they act like they don't research stuff. And they act like they don't know stuff that was happening back in the day. And they totally do. Because I know it and
everybody knows.
Yeah, so and they act like they can't go back and think about stuff that happened in the past. And when you can remember stuff that happened in the 70s, you can remember stuff that happened in 2001. You can't tell me that he wasn't watching what WWF was doing while he was running OVW. He was. He had to have been keeping up with the product that he was feeding talent for. That's all I'm going to say. I thought it was amazing, and Hangman ended up getting hung by a chain by Swerve on the ring post. So what did you think about this match? I know it was a long time ago, but what did you think about it?
I thought it was, like you said, match of the year candidate.
Yeah, I mean, I figured it was right up your alley, so,
Still nothing would top Mick Foley, Randy Orton, Backlash.
No, that was really, really cool. I really like that a lot.
And another one right up there, Triple H, Mick Foley, and Madison Square Garden.
Yeah,
Royal Rumble.
Yep, that was a really good one as well. That really...
And props to Triple H for continuing the match, too, with a hole, people, in his leg.
Yeah, when he took the suplex onto the pallet and the shard of the pallet went right into his leg. Yeah, that was pretty brutal. So let's see. We'll do XWA last because that was a good show. Survivor Series. Did you watch Survivor Series?
Yes.
Okay. Great opening video with War Pigs. I think
Yes.
that's a really cool integration, and that's got to be a Triple H call to me. Because, or maybe even Corey Graves, because Corey Graves kind of has his finger on the pulse of stuff like that. But, I mean, Triple H is a Motorhead fan, so I'm sure he's a Black Sabbath fan, so I thought that was really cool. Even though I think the WWE War Games is stupid because they don't put a top on it. But that's just so they can do stuff off the top of it, which I'll get to that. That was actually a cool spot, which happened the prior year, but they did it again, which is fine. The opening match, which I figured was going to be the opening match, the Women's War Games. Becky, Charlotte, Bianca Belair, and...
This one, I have to admit, I skimmed through because of Charlotte Flair.
Yeah. Who was the fourth one? Shotzi. Shotzi was the fourth one.
How dare you forget about the women's champion?
She's not the women's champion. Shotzi's not the women's champion.
No, she shaved her head, didn't she?
Yeah, she shaved her head. Against Damage Control, Bayley and Becky start. That's actually pretty cool because going back to when they were in the Four Horsewomen, that's... and just like I said on our preview, weapons. They brought out weapons within like a couple of minutes. There's a cage around 2 rings. That is supposed to be the weapon. Kairi Sane potatoed the hell out of Shotzi with the edge of that garbage can lid. She just went like this with the edge of it and just whacked her right in the face with it. That was crazy. Charlotte sucks. We've said it before and we'll say it every time. She can barely even throw a chop. It's horrible.
Tell you the truth, I'd rather take a look back at the old War Games in WCW.
Yeah. Even some of the crappy ones with like Colonel Rob Parker and the Nasty.
Yes! That one was really crappy.
Io Sky did the dive off of the top with the trash can, on her, onto the pole pile. She did it last year. She did it again. Do you notice Charlotte kind of double clutched when she tried to do a spear? Like she hesitated, and which she always does. Becky Lynch hit the manhandle slam.
I'm just so glad that we don't have to deal with her for 7 or 8 months.
Yes. I mean, I don't like that she's injured, but I'm glad she's going to be off TV. So,
speaking of a Flair.
Yeah, Ric Flair doing the stuff for Shelton Benjamin. R-Truth returned in a backstage segment. A Ruffles, commercial backstage segment. Tremendous. R-Truth being back makes me happy.
Yes, I'm loving the stuff that he's doing with Judgment Day.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of cool stuff with Judgment Day. Just kind of like the stuff he was doing with Brock. He shouldn't have been there, but he was there anyways. And R-Truth is kind of like William Regal. He should always have a job. He's so entertaining. And Regal, kissed Vince McMahon's ass right on live TV, so he should have a job for life for doing that. And so, but R-Truth being back makes me happy. I'll always love the stuff that he does. The next match, the Intercontinental title, Gunther versus Miz. The crowd was into Miz for some reason. Worked with Gunther's leg most of the match. Good idea. Although I'd kind of work the arm because the chops will kill you. The one thing I wanted to mention, I don't think I've ever mentioned this. Eddie Orengo, the referee. I used to watch him as a wrestler under a mask as Bandito Jr. He wrestled in CTWE back in, before I started watching him in 2012, 2013, or maybe 2012. He used to wrestle in CTWE, which was a local promotion in Connecticut. And another fact about that, I saw Sasha Banks's when she was Mercedes Bernard, or I can't remember it was Mercedes
something.
Mercedes VK or something like that, or VM. But it was her last indie match before she went to NXT.
And, oh my God, the chair shot?
She took a sick chair shot from Frankie Arion. If you can, Google Mercedes and CTWE, and it'll come up.
And you were right in the front row for that.
I was, and it was a brutal chair shot, and it was right before she went to NXT, so that was pretty cool knowing that I saw that. Miz tapped out to a Boston Crab. Wasn't expecting that, but it was cool. Miz should have tapped out, just saying. Escobar against Dragon Lee. It was supposed to be Carlito, but it ended up being Dragon Lee.
I do not like Carlito's new theme song.
No, they've gone. They're getting rid of a lot of the Jim Johnston stuff, and I don't understand why. I mean, you make millions of dollars every week. You can't pay the rights to play Jim Johnston's music or the Def Rebel music.
Right.
It's just stupid.
There's a good album right there.
Well, why don't you say what it is instead of just pointing?
Sold Me. That is a really good song.
Yeah, from Disclaimer 2, yeah.
Yep.
You can't just point stuff out that they can't see and just...
Yeah, right there, people. Yeah, right there.
Alright, so it was an okay match. Escobar won. I mean, I like Dragon Lee, but this was filler to me. Same with the next match. Rhea Ripley against Zoe Stark for the women's title. Rhea looks badass. She did a headbutt into the Riptide for the win. I'm not really sold on Zoe Stark. I liked her as a flunky for Trish, but other than that, you know. But then, the main event.
Speaking of Trish.
Yes, out with Tyson Tomko, yes. And I met Trish. We've talked about that before as well. The Judgment Day and Drew McIntyre against Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, Randy Orton, and Seth Rollins.
This was actually really good, this match was.
It really was. It was, you know, as far as the War Games thing, you know, without having the top on it, I really don't like that part of it, but whatever. Finn and Rollins were in first. I kind of expected that. The two guys that probably have the most stamina that are going to be in first. Even though I said I hated the weapons being involved, Cody pulling out the bull rope.
Yeah.
As a tribute to his father, that was a cool addition to the match, I would have to say.
That has to be... That would count for War Games because it was Dusty's idea of War Games.
Right. And so they did Rollins and Cody still having their issues, which is fine, but seeing as how what happened later, it kind of is going to be negated with what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But Rhea came in with the briefcase and was acting like Damian Priest was going to cash it in and win the title, the world title. But Randy Orton's music hits and he comes out from the back in his gear and everything. Funny, he ended up showing, you know, showing up and all that. So, but that they're not changing his music. At least I hope not, because that's the only song he should ever come out to, in my opinion. But so no cash in of the Money in the Bank, which is fine because Damian Priest should keep it for a while, in my opinion. They did a 5-way. Did you like that? The 5-way draping DDT.
Yeah.
As much as I hate Orton doing that move because it's so preposterous, like why aren't people kicking their legs to get out of it? You know, you're just draping them over the bottom rope. They aren't that stunned. Why aren't they kicking their legs to get out of it? So it always seemed like a stupid move to me. But all 5 of them doing it was,
and
you know.
Still, he's been repetitive with the same moves
over and over. It's almost like paint by numbers. You can go, he's going to do this, he's going to do this, he's going to do that, he's going to do all the same stuff.
I miss watching the stuff that he did back in 2002 when he was in his rookie years.
Yeah, he wasn't really into a set pattern and all that stuff. Did you hear Cole say vintage War Games?
Oh.
It crawls up my butt sideways when he said like when he said John Cena is the greatest of all time. Stuff like that just crawls up my butt sideways. It really does.
Speaking of Michael Cole, can I talk about the Raw of '98? Take a look back at that.
Okay.
Him,
you can go right ahead.
Him on being on commentary. You can't tell me Vince is not feeding him lines. If you listen to one of the Raws, he goes, "What a maneuver!" And what a...
I swear to God, he has that trademarked because he used to say it all the time. And at one point, he was getting JR to say it, and I wanted to punch JR, and I never wanted to punch JR. But the what a maneuver stuff is just dumb. And that's when you don't know the moves.
Yeah.
Granted, Excalibur throws out moves like every 5 seconds, but he knows the moves. Like, Gorilla Monsoon knew the moves. Jim Ross knew the moves. Joey Styles knew the moves. Vince McMahon would just say, what a frickin' maneuver. All the time. And, oh, we got him. Oh, no, we didn't. Oh, back body drop. I did kind of like that. I thought that was kind of fun. But, so, yeah, Cole saying stupid stuff like that drives me nuts. The super RKO that...
Yes!
Did you notice he pretty much missed it?
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of got around J.D. McDonough's head, but he really didn't. And that's a huge head. I don't know how you can miss it, you know.
Right.
You know, like Jim Cornette says, it's like a Funko Pop, the size of his head. But, you know, it was a cool thing to, you know, he had to do an RKO. The back surgery seems to be fine because he's taken some pretty, you know, high bumps and all that stuff now. So, Damian Priest took the pinfall. I wasn't too cool on that, because he seems to be like the breakout guy of the group. But I guess it gives the group a gripe if they ever break up. They can be like, look, you lost the following War Games, none of us did. You know, so I kind of get that. But the big thing, what's the big thing that happened after the copyright thing went out? What happened?
CM Punk is back, baby!
You know, hell froze over, as it says on his new shirt. CM Punk came out to the In Living Color song, Cult of Personality. I do not like the remake version, because I know In Living Color just released it, so it's like an updated version of it, and that's what they're playing. I don't think it sounds as good.
No, I like the old one.
Yeah, I like the original, but I don't know if they're going to permanently use that one, but, you know, it's all right. So Rollins acted as if he was upset, and Michael Cole was holding him back. That's how I knew it was fake.
Oh, yeah.
If you're freaking out and you're flipping off CM Punk and he's only like 20 feet away from you, and Michael Cole is the one holding you back, you're acting, sir. You are acting. You went to the actor's studio, sir. That was just... that was so bad. But CM Punk is back. The TV's been interesting since then. You know, Tony Khan really screwed the pooch by picking Jack Perry over CM Punk. So, but Punk will do cool stuff in WWE. It makes WWE a little interesting. I like it. So we've talked about XWA before, but at this one we set up a table. We had a good time.
This was a lot of fun.
I wore my hockey jersey. I have a white one. He has the black one. Same kind of color scheme as far as the purple and the teal, but it goes with our logo. So.
And instead of yours having 93, mine has 93.
Mine had 81 because my birth year is 81, so that's what.
And yours has Dragon on the back, where mine has Phillips.
Yes. It was really cool to have a table set up here. The promoter Jerry Idol is very accommodating and very nice. Was checking in on us, during the show and stuff.
And this show was a lot of fun.
It was. Do you remember what the first match was without looking at the notes?
No, I can't remember.
Above Average Joe Scott against Punk. And no, not CM Punk.
No.
Just Punk. And Punk is really good at getting the crowd riled up. He's good at getting heat. Some of the stuff he says at times.
No.
Well, and he said to this one woman, I'll give you the best 26 seconds.
Oh my God, yeah.
How is that a flex? How is that a brag? I'll give you the best 26 seconds of your life. I don't think I'd be saying that. Maybe 2 minutes? Even that, man.
Or 5 would have been better.
Minutes, good Lord, 26 seconds. At least your match didn't last 26 seconds. That would have been bad. What about the next match? It was a good match. I like Above Average Joe Scott, and Punk is always good. Above Average Joe Scott got the win, so... Remember the next match? Of course, no, you don't. I know you don't.
No, because it was about a month ago.
Okay.
And one of them.
The politician hates cold weather, and he hates people from Pittsfield. And I remarked out loud, well, that's good, because I'm not from Pittsfield, so he obviously doesn't hate me. He might hate me. But he hates cold weather, and I'm from the cold weather, so... And I keep saying this, we are going to have him on. But like I said, a lot of stuff's been going on, and I got to figure out the Zoom stuff. It's probably easy, but I figure after the first of the year, and we'll have Mikey Cheese on at some point as well.
Shout out to Mikey.
Mike, yeah, he's going through some stuff, and he's announced his retirement. We'll talk about it more when he talks about it. So,
yes. And I'm hoping that we get him on the show soon.
Yes. Lots of headlocks, lots of playing to the crowd. If you're older like me, you remember George Bush, one of his slogans was, read my lips. well, the politician said, read my fist, and then did a $1 Million Man style fist drop. I liked that. The Firebird got the win. You send the crowd home happy. You give Firebird the win. I get it. An intergender challenge.
No, you give, no, you're going to give John Cena the win.
Yeah, the intergender challenge, Hardbody Harlow against Cowboy Corey.
Oh.
This match was hard to watch. I guess Corey hadn't wrestled in a long time, and it showed. Hardbody Harlow's great. She's really good. She's really good in the ring. But it looked like she got dumped on her head a couple of times.
And she gave him a receipt.
A couple of receipts. She gave him some pretty stiff boots and a couple of shots. And I don't blame her, because if you're going to get your neck broke at an indie show, I'm not saying she did, but it was possible with the stuff that happened. And, like, I don't know this dude. I've never seen him wrestle before. But I can only go on what happened in this match, and it was not good. Hardbody Harlow won with a scissors kick. She's really good. I hope we get to see her at the next show. I'm hoping I can go to the January show.
I'm hoping that she's going to have a better opponent.
Yeah, but with my employment situation right now, I don't know. Maybe I can, maybe I won't, because I might not be able to request time off that quickly, because it'll be less than a month away, or a little more than a month away.
And there's going to be future shows and stuff.
Yes.
And I let you know when I'm off on a lot of them.
Then we had an open challenge, the Music Man against Lumberjack Sharp. It was pretty much a squash match, but at least the Music Man got his gimmick in where he sings, you know, and then sings a song twice, and the crowd boos him even louder.
The reason why it was a squash match is because of the next match was
going to go long. Yeah.
Yes.
It was a Russian title match, Victor Vanko against Lumberjack Sharp.
But the reason why is because Victor Vonk's actual
opponent wasn't able to show up.
No, because
I believe he was in a car accident.
Yes, he was in a car accident.
But, so it was a good match. Ended up in a double count out. Victor Vanko is good at his, being a Russian. It's really cool. I do kind of like him better when he doesn't have his manager.
Yes.
Because to me, it's too much playing to the crowd at that point. You've got two people trying to get heat. He's good at doing it on his own. I'm not saying that his manager does a bad job. I'm just saying I kind of like it better when he's by himself.
He did a pretty good job as Venice Beach.
Vince Beach, yeah.
Yes, Vince Beach.
Yeah, Vince Beach, yeah. The Slam Burglar, Rob Chase.
Yes, I love the Slam Burglar. If he had any merchandise shirts, I want one.
Yeah, he's really cool. I mean, he sneaks to the ring and steals things, and kind of like the Repo Man, but also kind of not. I mean, against Corazon, Corazon had streamers shoot out of his hands, and then Rob Chase, the Slam Burglar, jump-started the match by attacking him. He went to pull Corazon's mask off, and he had two.
Do you remember what he said when he took the mask off?
No, I do not remember what he said.
I know this is Mikey Cheese under this.
Oh, okay. No, I do not remember that, but like you said, it was a month ago, so.
That I do remember because a couple months prior of the last one that we went to, he wrestled Mikey Cheese.
Right. And so going right, it was a good match. Slam Burglar won. I kind of expected that because he is a good character, and he cheated to win, which you would expect. He's a burglar.
There's your favorite wrestler.
Coach? Yeah, Coach is wonderful.
Fun fact, you want to know who trained Coach?
Chris Benoit.
Yep, Chris Benoit trained him.
Which doesn't really show because Coach was horrible, but
yes,
that's neither here nor there. And we just mentioned Mikey Cheese going right into the main event. Mikey Cheese against Pepe Le Poulet, which I remarked to him because I took French in high school. Poulet means chicken.
Yes. And
that played up during the entire match because the fans were, flapping their arms and, saying chicken, which, perfect. Perfect. Great match. Mikey Cheese got the win. It sucks, that he's announcing his retirement, and that was his last match. I'm hoping that he'll at least be at a show and, talk to the crowd and stuff, but maybe he doesn't feel like doing that, but we don't know until he announces, he's announcing his retirement on his social media, so I don't think he'll be mad that I said something, but we're not going to talk about it anymore until he says something because it's not our place to do so.
Exactly.
So, but XWA is always a great time. We had a lot of fun. They are going to be doing, I posted it on our Facebook, the dates that they're going to have shows for 2024. Check them out. It was only like a couple days ago, so you can scroll back and see it. I'm sure I'll post it again, because we're going to do more stuff with them later on. But I thought it was a really good show. We've had a lot of stuff go on. It's been a month, like I said.
We had a lot to cover,
Right.
and we still got more to cover.
Yes, because we are going to do unboxings. This one you're going to do. So why don't you what? I know what's in this one, so I'll do this one first. I don't know what's in that one. I could not wait to open this.
I love the t-shirts in this.
This was really cool. The November crate. Bye-bye to the card that tells you what's in it.
Perfect shot right there.
Yep.
I love this shirt the most out of the Pro Wrestling Crate.
I'm always happy with a Dusty Rhodes shirt.
Yes!
American Dream, dreams come true. Good stuff. And I like these ones, these old school, because they're really soft ones. I really like that, how soft those ones are.
And this one is really cool too.
This one I can't believe that they can get away with. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't, but maybe because they made this when he wasn't with WWE. But Ciampa, he's with WWE now. Like, he's in DIY with Johnny Gargano. Like, I don't know. Maybe they have a deal with them. I don't know, but...
Hey, I'm not going to complain.
Now, I've said this before, how much I hate the socks. But Demolition is my favorite tag team of all time. I will not wear these socks, but it is cool.
We could hang them up behind us.
We could hang them up. We might just do that. I don't.
And I give them an idea.
Those socks are so tight, I cannot wear them.
Neither can I.
I don't like them.
I got big feet.
This is really cool. A CM Punk pin.
Yes.
And he just had left, so that's cool. Or he just debuted in WWE. A MJF Devil, sticker. I always love the stickers. The Micro Brawler, as an 80s kid, this is really cool to me. Big John Studd. That's really cool. I like that a lot. The comic books are kind of hit or miss with me. The Trish Stratus, co-created by Thanksgiving Special, co-created by Trish Stratus. I'm not really too high on that, but the autograph, my friend Dave, who gave this, I think he gave it a 6.5 out of 10. I gave it a 7.5, I think. Eric Young, I think this is really cool. He wasn't that impressed with the autograph, but I really am. I like Eric Young.
Yes, I love Eric Young.
And
the only thing I'm not impressed with out of this is just the comic book.
Yeah, I'm not really too high on the comic book. I'm going to put everything back in the box.
I love my favorite shirt has to be the Dusty Rhodes.
No, the Dusty Rhodes is really cool. I mean, I like the Ciampa one as well, but the Dusty Rhodes is really, really cool. I like that a lot. But the other crate, and I wanted, before you completely open that, I mentioned, oh, here's my VIP badge.
There it is.
VIP wristband. The last Pro Wrestling Loot one that I opened came in just a regular brown box, and I was like, that's kind of weird. They've never done that. Are they just going to go back to regular boxes? And then I realized that this box is really, really thin, and the one from last month had a Funko Pop in it. So they couldn't crush the Funko Pop, so they put it in a regular box. Completely understand. It just made me feel weird at the time. What do we got in this one?
Well, you hang out with me, so you are weird.
That's true, I am. What is that? I have no idea who that is or what that is. It says London and a dude in like a 70s outfit. I'm sure it'll say on the card that comes in the box. But a lucha mask. I
love luchador.
I do like masks. So that's really cool. I
wonder if this is Shark Boy.
Maybe. I don't know.
Could be.
That's really cool. I like that. A Barry Horowitz pin.
Ooh!
I like that. That's cool. We met him. He was incredibly funny the time we met him.
Ooh, I like the little...
Oh, 2 autographs. A Juventud Guerrera trading card?
Yup, and...
I have no idea. Well, I know the one is Nick Gage. Well, it'll say on there who it is.
Alright, so the...
George South. Okay, George South, yep.
And Paul London.
Okay. Oh, Paul London. Okay, it didn't look right to me. Okay. I got you. All right. And it says, Wrestling Lucha Libre Mask, who did you receive? It would be nice to know who I received.
Right.
And I'll have to research it. But, no, that's really cool. 2 autographs in it. The Juventud Guerrera. I think Juventud is one of the autographs. Maybe not. But that's cool. George South with Nick Gage. And, bloody autograph, from GCW. That's cool. I like that. That's a good... covering up your face. That's a great idea.
I just gotta have fun, people.
Well, you're not much fun, but...
Bite me.
So, we had a lot to cover in this one. We kind of breezed through some of the reviews. Survivor Series was okay to me. It wasn't, the Impact one wasn't really good, in my opinion. Full Gear was great. I think AEW pay-per-views are always amazing. And that Texas Deathmatch Match of the Year candidate, in my opinion, even with Drinking the Blood, which I still think was a cool spot. And I'm not a fan of Adam Page anymore, but I thought it was a really good match. And Swerve should be a main guy. Swerve needs to be a world champion at some point, in my opinion. And I think he'll get there because the crowd really likes him. And
Jack Perry, you could just...
Yeah, Jack Perry can go away as far as I'm concerned and never come back.
Yeah, because you did away with a big money draw.
Yeah, you and he hasn't been back since. And if he's the dude that's the devil, that's going to go over like a fart in church.
Yeah.
So after they built this up that much. Let's see.
I would love it to be... Adam Cole.
Yeah, that's a lot of the speculation that it's Adam Cole, that it's Orlo, or...
Not just only Adam Cole, but what about part of who Adam Cole was with in NXT?
Oh, right. There's been talk that it's Roderick Strong, that it's Kyle O'Reilly, who's been out from neck surgery and all that stuff. It could be anybody. I just don't want it to be Jack Perry, because in my opinion, that would be stupid. And it would be a waste of this huge storyline.
It could be Vince! It was me, Austin!
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't know if we're going to record again before the Royal Rumble. I'd like to think so, but with the way things are shaking out right now, I'm not going to go into it because, frankly, it's nobody's business but mine and the people that already know. But we'll record soon, hopefully, and I don't know what we'll cover. I'm sure we'll cover the TNA event, and I kind of want to watch NXT Deadline, the one that was just happened last week. Thanks for just coughing like that. I appreciate it.
Sorry.
No, I want to watch Twisted Metal. I still have not binge-watched Twisted Metal, and I do want to do that. They have announced that there's going to be a Season 2. Anthony Mackie announced that. So.
Yep. Speaking of good old school, good wrestlers back in the day, Lance Cade was just up on the apron.
Yeah, he never really got what he should have got. I mean, the tag team with him and Trevor Murdoch was really good.
Yes.
When they were doing stuff with them, but
unfortunately, he passed away way too soon.
Right, and the roster was so packed.
Yes.
And I don't want to say he was generic, but he kind of was. And at that roster in 04, 05, 06, 07, you really had to stand out to really be...
They still had great talent back then.
They really did. And they do now, but...
But the problem is they just don't know what to do with a lot of talent.
That's true. And your talent roster is so loaded, and NXT is loaded, and... you can only call up so many people. There's only so much television time, so...
Right.
But we'll talk about WWE, we'll talk about AEW, perhaps Final Battle from Ring of Honor, because that just happened on Saturday.
And I do got a good pick coming up.
Oh, yes, we do. We are going to have another Dick's Picks, and it's a good one, I will admit. It's a good one. I do have to watch it. Maybe I'll watch it tonight. I don't know. I have a couple cool DVDs that I just bought that I want to watch. So, that's all our stuff. I'll post pictures of some of the stuff. We gave our gifts. We had a good time. We hope you had a good time. We'll talk more wrestling. We'll talk more movies and TV shows and all kinds of stuff. I don't know what we're going to get into, but there's, I'll post on our social media. I've been doing that more often.
Can I say it this time?
You can say whatever you want.
Pop guys out.